Ladies and gents, I come to you live from Izsák, right in the heart of Bács-Kiskun County, right in the middle of the Duna and the Tisza, a sandy alluvial plain, the Kiskun Shag. But why Izsák in particular? Well, the Hungary with Willie documentary is taking off this fall, and I had a big competition. Anybody that donated any amount of money could enter, and you would win a free tour with me. The woman who won, a Mrs. Horvat Tiborne, she claimed her prize and said, you know what, Willie? Instead of you giving me a tour, I'll give you a tour. Just scurry on down to Izsák and see what you can find. So here I am, we're gonna go meet her now, and I cannot wait. Kunshag, Kiskun-shag, Izsák. Well, we have a delicious feast here in Izsák. Rentat hús, tojás, salata, krumpli salata, tojás salata, and we're about to dig in. Jó étvágyat, és még egyszer gratulálok a bajnok, Zsú, Horváth Tiborne, és a lányod. Hogy hívnak? Hanna. Hanna. Jó, imádom Izsákot. És ez Mogyi. Szia Mogyi. Nagyon cuki vagy. Izsák címe. So we're here in Izsák. This is the Igazi Alföld Kiskun-shag, the puszta, the place that Petőfi loved. And you can see beside me the Kolontó, Édes víz mocsár, a sweet water swamp. Now the water doesn't come quite as high as it used to due to some of the climate change around here, but these are the remnants of the ancestral Duna, which nowadays we know it runs beside places like Izsák, which is in between the Duna and the Tisza. But back in the day, the Duna drained out here, and what remained was the Kolontó, the mocsár, the swamp, a very interesting and unique geographic region in Magyarország. Yeah. And here are my beautiful guides. A gyönyörű lányok. So you can see right here, this was the place where the csónak, the boats used to be tied. The water came all the way up. Here we can see Izsák with the Nád tattoo and the nyárfa. These nyárfa, looking over the low versenypálya, the low pálya, where many horse competitions were held. This is where the judge, the bíró, would sit and watch the competitions. You can imagine in the 80s or the 90s, the Kolontó, the bíró, the low. This is the szalakota, a very, very unique Hungarian bird. Look at that coloration. Oh, if only we could see a szalakota today. I could die a happy man. So this here was the Izsák Strandfurdu, which has been closed now for several years. Unfortunately, you can see some of the overgrowth. But back in the day, as my lovely guides tell me, this was the place to be. This is where they learned to swim. This is where they frolicked in the sun. Oh, the Izsáki Sárfehér Sportegyiselet. Wow, nice football pitch. It has to be said. Now, Sárfehér, it's an interesting name for the football team because Sárfehér is a very authentic Izsáki Szülő, an Izsák grape varietal that was discovered here or created, as a matter of fact. 19th century, Sárfehér, the muddy white. Go on, the muddy whites! Hyra! So Zsú, her father helped construct this kapona, this chapel, which is a multi-faith chapel. All are welcomed here, Katholikus, Reformatus. Very beautiful here in Izsák. You can see right here, it was built in the year 2000. 2000 épültek. Gratulálok a apukádnak.
Nagyon jó. Többen voltak. De ő is még itt segítkezett.
Oh, és itt a Bács-Kiskun a megye címe, nem?
Igen, igen.
Aha, a barán. Gyönyörű kis kapona. Nagyon cuki vagy. Igazi kiskun kutya. So we are outside the Laktanya, which is like the military barracks, and this is where the families of the soldiers used to live. You can see the fenyufa, another sign of the urgent global warming, but a quite interesting little film setting here. If anyone wants to make some sort of music video, you would have all the dystopian elements one could wish for. Nehéz. They don't make them like they used to. They do not make them like they used to. Wow. Nagyon nehéz a hinták. Kis paradicsom itt. Tényleg paradicsom. So this whole complex was the Uzovich Laktanya, the military barracks. And here was the canteen, where the soldiers back during the communist era would come for their food and their refreshments. The families would stay over there, and the barracks themselves were through that way. A very different time. Well, here is a classic Bács Kiskun megye site. We have sok birka. Oh. Elnézést, hogy hívnak?
Tibor.
Tibor, Willie. Willie, mint a Vilmos. Kukorica Vilmos vagyok. És ezek a birkád, nem?
Én csak őrzöm.
Az őrzöm. Juhász. Jó.
Nem az enyémek.
Jó. Igazi magyar sapka.
Ja.
Wow. Gyönyörű birka. De szép. És ezek a kutyák a mudik.
Olyas valami.
Szia kutya. Nagyon szép. Cuki vagy. Jó kutyák. Köszönöm szépen.
Nincs. Már hova valósul?
New Yorki igazából.
New York?
Yeah, New Yorki. És te Bács Kiskuni? Itt a Izsákon vagy?
Nem. Én Baja, János Halmán.
Baja?
Baja körül.
Bacska.
Bácska.
Baja, Gemencerdő, Halászlej, Kalocsáid, Himnisz.
Igen.
Jó, szupi. Örülök.
Hogy láttad meg, hogy itt a maru?
Csak igen, itt vagyok a barátaim, és elnek Izsakon, és csak utazunk, és azt láttam itt szép birkák, és azt hittem, szeretnék csinálni egy képet. All right, special surprise. We are in fact going to the Kolonto to see the water through the sandy path.
Az orgományi rétegre akkor vezetik be a vizet ide.
Öregen, mint a Balaton.
Öregen, mint a Balaton.
Yeah, super. All right, so you can see here behind me, this is the Kolonto. It's not completely dry. We have a part of it which still maintains the old atmosphere, and we are lucky enough to now go take a look. Led by our fearless vezet, Moha. It's really beautiful. This Kolonto, a real hidden wonder in the heart of Hungary. I mean, you think of Bács Kiskun, you think of the Alfold, you think everything's going to be dry as dust. And to be honest, it is getting drier. But still, in our midst, we have these wonderful, wonderful biospheres. We must do what we can to protect them. There you can see the town of Izsák, where we were before in the distance, the water tower, the two temples, the two churches. One is Catholic, one is Református. I don't know which is which. And the Kolonto. And the Narok. I guess a few years back it got too dry and I had to pump in some water. But now it's crucial, vitally important that this part is preserved so that the entire ecosphere has any chance of resuscitating. There are some very special and important fish species and plant species. Oh. Wow, nagyon szép a tunderóza, fehér tunderóza. A fehér tunderóza. White fairy rose. Wow. Ó, de meleg a víz.
Azért lerakod a kezedet így mélyre, ott azért táplálkozik.
Táplálkozik.
Ez egy rovaremésztő. Rovaremésztő, inszekteket. Ugye ez 1700-as évek vége. És nagyon jó térképezték, nagyon pontosan mindig. Ezek nagyon pontosan megvoltak, tudnék. Ugye itt föl, a bikatorokba fölmentek és ráláttak. Tehát régen nem ilyen volt, mint most, hogy az erdő miatt.
Ez az avarok?
Igen.
Ó.
Tehát itt a legkorábbi, azt egyik én találtam, a legkorábbi az akkor a rész volt. Annak nagyon örültek, a cserépmaradványok voltak.
This guy is like a walking, talking library. It's incredible. And here we have some klasszikus nadtetős házak. What a treat. What an absolute treat Izsák has been. Wonderful.
Egy vagy két napig úgy próbált szenvedni, és mert ilyenkor van az egy másik faj, annak ilyen nagyon csavart és augusztusban virágzik. Tehát itt látod, ezek lennének azok, csak egyszerűen nincsen, beleszárad.
Szegfő. Ez?
Igen.
Nagyon jó. Ladies and gents, this is highly exciting. One could even say titillating. Here behind me we have the Csonka torony. It's Csonka because, well, as you see the top, it's sort of unfinished. Or we don't know what happened. It's an old Arpad era construction. But here is what I want to point out, because the legend has it that this man, Herceg Imre, Szegen Herceg Imre, legend has it that he died here beside the Csonka torony. Now he died as a 24-year-old King István's son. And though it may just be a legend, the atmosphere is certainly surreal. Szegen Imre. This is tegla, or brick, from the Roman era. Római kori tegla. Wow. Csonka torony, Sócem Imre műemlék, puszta templom, Arpad kori templomram, pontos építési ideje nem ismert. Az 1200-as évek végén, az 1300-as évek elején épülhetett egy valamikori római kontraklastrum helyen. Now, I always thought that Szent Imre died in a hunting accident out in Erdély, but they say he might have died here, the Csonka torony. Wow, you gotta love it, right in the middle of the puszta. It's a very romantic, Petőfi-esque landscape, and here we have this Csonka torony with some original Roman era brick, some eredeti Arpad kori kő. Oh, they are. I really gotta say thank you to Zsú, Horváth Tiborné, an excellent Izsáki tour guide. She won the competition, but I really feel like I won.
Hello. Direkt elénk tereltet.
Well, folks, that's all she wrote from Izsák. Cute little town, very dusty, and perhaps it's seen some slightly better days. However, I thoroughly enjoyed the atmosphere and the társaság and the wonderful Kolontó and the juhászok, and especially Horváth Tiborné, Zsú, and her daughter Hannah, who were excellent tour guides, and a special thanks to Moha Bácsi, the forest park ranger at the Kolontó. What a guy, what a legend. We'll see you soon. Farewell.